we are not in separate islands and we are completing each other. The next speaker is David Kerr. He's not with us today, but he's with us with his video. And David Kerr, Professor David Kerr, is a known international personality in the field of oncology, and is professor in Oxford and the leader and founder of AFROX. It is an initiative for Africa in Oxford, and he is one of the main pillars of the Win-Win Initiative. He will speak today about Africa Oxford Harvard clinical trial networks. It was already signed between Will and David Kerr, and we are all with this. And we hope that one of the first trials will be the work that has just presented by Paul about the work of Will and colleagues. So we can.
Hello, I'm David Kerr, Professor of Cancer Medicine. Hello, I'm David Kerr, Professor of Cancer Medicine at the University of Oxford. I'm chairman of our wee charity AFROX, but perhaps more importantly, I'm a friend and sidekick of Ahmed and Will's. Really sorry that I can't be there with you. As you're having your wonderful meeting, I'll be speaking and lecturing in China, where I'm doing a lot of work just now with the Health Ministry. What I really wanted to talk about and explore with you is how we might collaborate to build a clinical research network in those interested centres and countries in sub-Saharan Africa. One of the things that I learned working many moons ago as health advisor to Tony Blair was that networks are a very strong way both of delivering cancer care and of supporting cancer research. When we looked at our National Cancer Plan when it was first conceived, one of the key elements of this was to develop a hub and spoke model linking cancer centres, those which were comprehensive, which had specialist surgery, radiotherapy, with cancer units in which perhaps a bulk of surgery would be given, perhaps a bulk of treatment, some chemotherapy, but with strong referral pathways, strong patient pathways linking the hospitals together. When we built that network for the delivery of cancer care, not surprisingly, it followed that this is an excellent way for us to work together to develop research protocols and to recruit patients. We did this in India. We set up a trials network called INDOCS, which with some fantastic colleagues, we linked India's top 10 public cancer hospitals, developing an early clinical trials network, very successfully with support from some support from government, but predominantly from the pharma industry. We did a very good job in training young Indian oncologists in research procedures, many of whom came to work with us in Oxford, but working with some fantastic PIs in some of the best cancer hospitals in Asia. We built and delivered a clinical trials network successfully. So I wonder if we could work to do the same together in sub-Saharan Africa. We have some fantastic resources. You have the wonderful Will, all that he commands through Harvard. Oxford has a great tradition of delivering large, simple clinical trials which are well respected around the world. Of course, I can count Sir Richard Peto as a friend. I think the world's leading cancer epidemiologist and statistician, who really invented the concept of large, compelling, well-powered clinical trials. The network thing would be important. I think that there is training, I think there are resources, I think there's support that we could offer from our centre. I'm sure from the other well-supported centres that are attending the meeting. And I think in a partnered model with perhaps the national cancer centres in those countries that wish to collaborate, we could pull a network together. We could organise training modules. We could bring all of us up to date in terms of our GCP training. We could build on the excellent work that's been going on in many countries, particularly Nigeria, Uganda, in terms of building an ethical framework that supports the use of clinical trials, which allows us to, in a moral and ethical way, recruit patients to high quality studies. Now, of course, there are good examples of joint collaborations between individual centres and hospitals linking north and south. That this is thinking about a more comprehensive network, that if we band-aid together that band of brothers and sisters, potentially would allow us to go to major pharma for funding to help build infrastructure, training and so on. And of course, to work with us, perhaps providing us with interesting drugs, allowing us the ability to explore questions which are most relevant to our colleagues who are practicing cancer medicine in those countries. So applying either old drugs, teaching them new tricks, or getting access to new drugs for tumour types which are particularly relevant. It may also just be us putting patients into large multinational global cancer trials. This would be a good thing too. But I'd be very interested to see what you thought of this. I would love to be able to help develop the idea and to bring our weight to bear, not only from Oxford, of course, but from those other great representatives who are sitting in the room with you just now. But if you thought there was an appetite and interest, I would be very happy to work with you to see how we can learn from the mistakes that we've made, many, and how we can build on the strengths that we perceive, but above all, how we could work together to collaborate. We define a network as a geographically disparate, spread group of individuals who share a common aim. And one thing that binds us all together is a desire to do all that we can to improve the lot of our cancer patients. And clinical translational research plays a terribly important part in that journey. Listen, thanks for listening. Sorry again I can't be with you, but I'm sure, I hope, that this message resonates and we have an opportunity to work together to see how we can construct this clinical cancer research network. Thanks very much. For the time being, over and out. Thank you.
As you see from the message of my friend David Kerr, we have now training for clinical research. He's led by him, and he's online. We have certificate, and we have the network to apply. What is lacking is contribution of all. We have the network now, the network for research and the training, and now the Global University. Global Oncology University, and there is track for training for clinical research, and there is a network to apply. This is complete. This is completed circle with not separated island.